Take a look at this beautiful wilderness. It's nice, right? Yeah, no. This is one of the most brutal places I have ever experienced. Every day here is a struggle to stay alive. I mean, don't even get me started on the wolves. I get stalked by bears, frozen in brutal storms. I even stare down a raging moose. This world is unforgiving, and yet every mistake only dragged me deeper into this adventure. This is 100 days in the long dark. Alright, day 1. My journey began at a place called Desolation Point. Out in the cold sky, I spotted it. A lighthouse standing on a rocky shore. It was my best chance at shelter as far as I could tell. So after taking a quick look around, I made the climb. It was smaller than I expected up close. Still, what caught my eye was the view from the top. Out in the icy sea sat a ship, frozen in place. I allowed myself to warm up and then I started the trek down.
Oh.
Exploring the boat, I eventually made my way outside. I immediately noticed a bear walking around, so that's great. Nothing makes me feel safer than knowing a bear is waiting for me to go back onto the ice so it can eat me. So I opted to stay on the boat and search it some more.
Nice.
I think I can use this.
I found a pry bar. I figured that would be a good idea to grab, so I threw my rock at it. Nice. Eventually, I was able to pick it up and I noticed a little note and key.
No ship came. No use for me where I'm going. I leave it to you.
This note gave me a clue to a memento. I looked to see if I had any charcoal so I could see how far away it was. But I didn't have any. As I looked over the side of the frozen ship, I saw an enormous structure looming in the distance. It was big enough to be a gold mine or a death trap. Either way, I had to know. The bear that had been wandering around the area was gone. At least for the time being, the path ahead was open. So I made my move, not knowing what awaited ahead. I found myself at a whale processing plant. I was already starting to gather a bunch of ammo and other good items, so I kept exploring.
Imagine you weren't the only person alive anymore. There's just like a creepy old dude living here. This is freaky.
As I was searching around, I stumbled on this safe. I messed around with it for a while and slowly figured out how to crack it. So after about 1,000,000 years of spinning this dial, I finally got it.
52. Oh, I just cracked a safe. I am... Oh, that's actually hilarious. I mean, I love maple syrup. I get it. I get it. So, I mean... Sorry. Gotta have your priorities right. Makes sense. Well, this is a little bit sketchy, maybe. Dude, you made it all the way to the corner and then died. I don't know. What was your plan on being up here? Just locked up as maple syrup, tried to make a break for it. Of course, without the power of maple syrup, didn't make it very far.
That guy who drank his own pee doesn't seem so crazy right now.
Is that an option in this game? I might try it. So stupid.
I found a fire barrel and decided to camp there that night. The fire was peaceful. Its quiet crackling and flame gave me plenty of warmth and light to boil some drinking water and read a book. And I eventually went to sleep. The next morning when I went out and surveyed the area, I noticed that it was right over where the memento clue was. So I began searching for it. Ooh, let me tell you what, this thing was not easy to find. I was searching all over the place. I even ended up inside one of these tube things. I surveyed again and I saw I was getting further away, so I backtracked. Using the metal container as a reference, I finally found it.
I should be a detective.
After opening it, it was a small stash of marine flares. Cool. I thought about moving on, but then...
There's a wolf. No. Where is it? Ah! Definitely is chasing me. I have no idea where it is. No, screw that. I'm not dealing with that.
That wolf reminded me that this world does not care about my plans. I wasn't ready for the fight, so I hid away another night in the plant. I was safe in here, but I knew I couldn't hide away forever. So the next morning, I left for real.
It's bright and early. Let's go. How do I get out of here? Oh, I'm out. Perfect. I really wish I had meant to do that. Oh, look at that waterfall. I mean, that's a pretty insane sight. Just wish I could enjoy it without feeling like I was gonna die. I don't know. Did I go off the trail? That's a bunny. Stupid bunny.
I found myself at an old church. Here, I found a bedroll, and then I found some ammo. I was finding a lot of this. I was really starting to hope I would find a gun soon.
More dog food.
I wonder who owns this stuff.
Right, that guy, dude. I'm gonna go off on a limb and say he doesn't need it anymore.
After, I made my way to an old mine. I had no idea where this thing went, but I wanted to find out. I needed light, so I broke out one of those little marine flares I had just found and set off deeper into the mine, hoping to see where it went.
Okay, our first crossroads, and I'm gonna go this way. Hopefully we can't get lost in here. Okay, I chose wrong. The first turn! And I chose a complete dead end. That's okay, at least we found some coal.
Turned out this cave was about 3 feet deep. The marine flares didn't last that long, so I was glad to find some normal ones laying around. I came out right where I started, back at the processing plant. I'd literally gone in a giant circle. Still, I wasn't ready to give up, so I pushed on. After wandering aimlessly for what felt like forever, I stumbled on another mine entrance.
Coal mine. Old island connector. Don't need that. Okay, here we go. Let's not waste any time. More coal. I know I'm too heavy already, but I can't pass it up.
Someone's stash.
Someone's stash of 1 charcoal. Stop with this.
This mine was way bigger, and for a while I thought I might never see the end. But just as the last of my flares burned out, I found the exit. I was loaded down with a bunch of coal I'd been collecting. I found it really hard to part with because I knew it was super useful, but I knew I might have a long ways to travel still, so I made the decision to leave half of it behind. I spent the night inside regaining my strength. By morning, I stepped out into a new place, a region called Crumbling Highway. I went back to my favorite strategy of just wandering around aimlessly until I found something useful, and it actually paid off again. The Crumbling Highway carried me to Coastal Highway. Ooh, let me tell you about Coastal Highway. I loved this place right away.
Yes!
Wide open views, scattered fishing huts, each of them with the potential to be loaded with supplies. But Coastal Highway wasn't about to make things easy for me. Its peaceful facade pulled me in, but it tried to kill me more times than I'd like to admit.
There's a shelter. There's a car. Ooh, I think we're in a town. A small town, coastal town site. Okay, let's check out. Ah! Oh, no. Where can I get inside? Open door.
That wolf drove me straight into a garage, but that ended up being one of the best strokes of luck I could have asked for. This place was loaded. Shelves of supplies, tools, everything I'd been needing up to this point.
Yes! Okay.
Thank
How's
goodness.
it? Ooh, it's not in good shape though. This place this is the jackpot.
I was too heavy with supplies to keep moving. Plus, I needed somewhere where I could start preparing for the long haul. I figured this garage would work, so I made it my first base. Finding a long-term food supply became my top priority. I had some that was at least going to keep me alive for a couple days, but it wasn't really going to last that long. I thought maybe these houses in the town would have enough food I could live off of, but they almost had no food at all. Instead, they had more random supplies that were, of course, still very useful, but they were not going to solve my food situation. That night, after not finding much food, I made a very important decision. I would never eat that maple syrup I had found in the safe. Instead, I designated it my good luck charm. As long as I had it, I would survive. Maybe I was going crazy, but in this cruel world, I needed hope more than anything. And that syrup was special enough for someone to lock it away. That gave me hope. The next day, as I set out to explore more houses, I got growled at, but I was never sure where from. It was like the wolves were ghosts. This was making me incredibly nervous, but I had no choice but to keep looking. I eventually traveled to a house near the water, and inside I found a single rabbit. This alone, of course, wasn't going to keep me fed for long, but made me think about how I had this shiny new rifle. Okay,
Thank goodness.
maybe it wasn't shiny, it was actually in terrible condition. But it was new to me. It was time for me to stop relying on random houses to have enough food for me to survive, and to get my own food by hunting. I also really wanted to try the rifle out.
Whatever that is, that's my target. Might be a deer. Or no, it's a wolf. It's so hard to tell. I'm not gonna make a... Just get closer and find out. Stop making random guesses. No, that's definitely a wolf. Alright, make sure we're locked in. Or is it a goat? It's literally a goat. Oh wait, no, it's a deer. Okay. Let's give this a try. Bang! Oh, I missed. What? What? How do I reload?
Cold as
You're
making my
joking
head
me.
feel thick.
All right, let's try this again. Hang on. Bang! Are you kidding me? It's jammed again! Reload! Reload! It's right there! No, 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 no! Stay here! Alright. Oh, I'm cold. I'm cold. Get some! Oh, I feel bad now. Got it. Okay, we need to handle this quick.
I was slowly freezing, so after, I tried to make my way back to the garage as quickly as possible. Now I had plenty of food and even some hide and guts. Of course, I used more ammo than I would have liked, but I'm learning. The main problem was the rifle jamming so much. When I looked into how to repair it, I learned I needed something called a firearms cleaning kit. I first tried to improvise. I thought maybe a stick with some cloth, I might be able to put something together, but that didn't work out. No shortcuts here. I was gonna have to find one out in the wild somewhere. Still, looking through the craftables, I found inspiration. Deerskin boots. After one successful hunting trip, I was already close to making them. But first, while the meat cooked, I took time to patch up my clothes and sort my gear. This was tedious work, but it's a crucial step to make sure my gear doesn't just fall apart on me. I'll be doing this a lot. Eventually my clothes were fixed up, except the shoes. I hated these shoes. But everything else was taken care of, and I felt like I was in a good place. The state of my rifle is what really was bothering me. I knew it was getting more damaged with every shot fired, and without it, I wouldn't last long. Every time I went outside, there was something after me, and that rifle was the only thing giving me the advantage. I had to find a cleaning kit, and the sooner the better. That meant I had to set out into the unknown to look for one. Heading out, it didn't take long before a wolf attacked. After taking it out, I thought I was safe to harvest it, but...
Nope. Where? It's close. I'm so bad at locating these things. Oh, I'm gonna kill this thing. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? I'm so bad at finding these wolves.
yeah. Not great to be honest, but I wasn't that hurt, so I harvested the wolf anyways. After I wanted to drop everything off, I realized I hadn't even searched the garage properly for a cleaning kit. There wasn't one. But there was some rifle ammo that was really well hidden. I mean, look at this. How am I ever supposed to find that? Well, I guess I did find it, but that's just because I'm awesome. Regardless, I learned I would need to search areas really well, or I might miss a lot of stuff. Since I was here, I decided to heal up, and then I set out again.
I haven't checked these cars. Definitely worth checking out.
What have we here?
That's useful. How awesome would it be if I just found exactly what I'm... Are you freaking kidding me? Oh! Ah, they're everywhere! It's gonna come back. Yep. Hold on. Hold on. I'm so bad at finding them. Okay, there it is. You know what? There it is. Come on. Ah! Yep, I don't think so. Not today. There's another one. You're joking me. Am I jammed? There's literally another one. Where's that last one? There it is, right there. Okay. We're gonna take that one out too. Yep. Come on. I dare you. I don't think so. My rifle has been through it. Yep. Oh, good thing I checked because it would have been jammed. Same thing. 3 wolves, like, as soon as I walked out. What am I supposed to do? I can't just ignore them. What? Ah! Ah! No! That's crazy. Please be alive.
By some miracle, I woke up from this. I knew I wouldn't survive for long if I couldn't get inside, so I grabbed my rifle and I ran straight in. The look in the bear's eyes still haunt me. Cold, just like the snow I bled in. I was lucky to be alive. My body was shredded, my confidence shaken. All my supplies seemed to be running dry all at once. I had wolf meat on hand, but that came with its own risk.
What? Risk of intestinal parasites. Game meat from carnivorous animals may be infected with parasites.
Not exactly the long-term solution I was hoping for. With hunger growing and the bear attack fresh in my mind, I forced down more wolf meat, risking more parasites. Every bite felt like a gamble, but I didn't see another choice. I needed to heal up enough to be able to go gather more supplies.
See that cabin out there? Why? Always. I should try to get the wolf skin probably, but no. I gotta move on and do something else. If it's still there later, I can get it.
I found some useful items. After making my way through quite a few cabins, I spotted a bear. Not wanting a repeat of what just happened the other day, I made a break for it back to the road, trying to distance myself as much as possible, as quickly as possible.
Oh, this is so good.
I kept searching around, but it wasn't long before this happened.
Okay. Okay, that popped up out of nowhere.
Wow, another wolf attack. It started to feel like this was becoming a daily routine. I decided just to head back and regroup. I hadn't found a cleaning kit yet, but finding this revolver was arguably way better. This bought me a bunch more time, and I already had a bunch of ammunition for it. I, of course, would still be on the lookout for a cleaning kit, though. I cut every curtain I could find in a nearby house because I needed cloth for my clothes because after being attacked so many times, they were falling apart on me. Every meal of wolf meat felt like roulette. I tried not to play more than necessary, but I clung on to the little extra strength I had gained from not starving, convinced it was the only thing keeping me alive. If risking parasites is what it took not to lose it, it's what I did. I had some metal scrap laying around, so I fashioned some crude fishing hooks. The idea of pulling fish from the frozen lake felt like the answer to my dwindling food supply. I mean, just imagine how epic I'll look just like ice fishing in the middle of the ocean, wolves surrounding the hut. It's gonna be cool, it's what I really wanted to do. But when I finally trudged through the snowfall to the huts, I realized I didn't even know how to make the proper tools to fish. A mistake with a painfully simple solution I'd only find out later. Still, failure here was better than doing nothing at all, so I pushed on. I hiked up to explore the mountain.
But there's something up there. But there's a bear. Let's not die from a bear.
I went the opposite way as the bear, hoping to loop around, and it wasn't long before I saw a house in the distance.
There's 2 houses. 3. Oh, and a bunny. Oh! Oh! The universe is mad at me for doing that. Of course, an entire blizzard just rolled in. Nah. No, we gotta stay here.
I waited at the cabin for the storm to pass and then set back out. I wanted to make my way up to the top of the mountain before it got too dark. This was a long journey, but eventually I made it up.
That deer scared me to death. I entered my menu by accident.
I found an old lookout station. This was a pretty cool find, but it had definitely seen better days. The fog blocked what I'm sure would have been a breathtaking view, but I couldn't linger. I quickly grabbed what supplies were left behind, knowing that night would fall fast. I used a rope that was there to climb back down the mountain. It was a much faster way of traveling, but it also sapped every ounce of energy I had. I reached the cabins just in time. Night had arrived and I was exhausted. Luckily, this cabin was a perfect place to regain my strength. Alright, so day 12 rolled around and I woke up fully rested and I set out. While traveling, I encountered my little friend again. Terrified, I ran down the hill to get as far away as possible.
Oh!
I stumbled into an old mine as it was the first shelter I stumbled across. I decided to take a minute and search the mine. Look at this, I found a hammer, which seemed pretty cool. I always took tools if I found them. And I found this cool fishing sweater that I plan to take home and repair. And I turned my attention next to the tool chest. And that's when...
Oh, yes!
Finally, I found one. The cleaning kit was exactly what I needed. I secured it in my pack, and I took a minute to finish searching the area.
Okay, that's freaky. Let's head back.
On my way back, I grabbed a bunch of wolf meat that had been left out. I discovered that leaving it outside kept it in way better condition. I had been keeping all my meat in a locker, and it wasn't staying good for very long at all. So after running a quick experiment to make sure that it wouldn't get taken by any animals, I determined that's how I would store my food from now on. I also cleaned the guns. This was a sweet moment. I have been trying to be able to do this ever since I found the rifle, and now I could be confident I wouldn't break them. When I finished, I set out to gather more firewood and supplies. I really needed a hatchet so I could gather all these crates and things, but for now sticks would have to do. While searching for more sticks, I made my way up to a cool little house. Up the hill from it, I noticed some sort of crash site. It was a tiny little plane.
Whoa! There's nothing in here. It's cool, though. Wait, let's hop up here in the front. Okay. Did not mean to fire that gun. And that just scared me to death.
After I moved on, I tried harvesting one of these big limbs. However, by the time I was done cutting it, a fierce blizzard had rolled in, so I hurried inside the house. In here, I made a crazy discovery. To make a fishing tackle, I need to combine the fishing line with, get this, the hook. It was mind-blowing, I know. This little realization would change everything. I spent the night in the house, and in the morning, I set out to the fishing huts.
Ooh, careful.
I brought a bunch of firewood and basic supplies to stock the hut. That way I could stay a while and hopefully get my hands on a parasite-free food source.
Let's go try to take this deer out. Let's see how close I can get. Do I suck or am I missing? Oh, I got it. I got it. 4 shots. 4 shots could have been better.
After harvesting the deer, I tried to make my way back to the hut, but there were literally wolves everywhere.
Ah, wasting ammo. Get in the shack. Can it get me in here? Hey, dude. You leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. I will shoot you if you take another step towards me. I will. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Go away. said stay away.
Every time I would take a step out of here, I was instantly surrounded.
Oh, they're literally right there. How'd I miss? Seriously, you didn't die from that?
Eventually, I decided to just sleep in the hut and do some fishing. Finally, I caught my first fish.
Oh, I got one. 1,000 calories? Yes, please.
This was a good day. A storm rolled in. Good thing I was prepared because this storm lasted all night.
What is wrong with this storm? You're kidding me.
When the storm finally cleared, I could have been reasonable and taken all this food in 2 trips and played it safe in case something started chasing me. But have you ever gotten a bunch of groceries, and when you need to take them into the house, instead of taking them in multiple trips, you throw all the sacks on your arms and do it all in one go? That's how I like to do everything. So I gathered all the food and pelts at once, which caused my movement to slow to a crawl. But for the first time as I left the hut, there seemed to be nothing trying to eat me. So I took the opportunity to harvest some wolves as well, which of course only slowed me down further. But surprisingly, despite this taking 90 years, I made it back without incident. With essential supplies secured, eating well was really not going to be an issue for a while. So I figured it was time to see what I could start crafting.
Are those shoes? Makeshift traction for your feet, better than nothing. Why would I ever make those? Wait, can I put them on top of? Why would I ever wear those? Kind of want to make one just to see. Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna make one. Just because I am so curious.
While I was gathering materials for crafting, I forgot I was cooking something.
No! How did I burn that fish? What an idiot. It takes 4 hours to craft? Alright, let's do it. Can't even freaking wear them. Oh, accessories, okay. Oh, they're like snowshoe. Okay, they're like cleats. That's actually kind of cool. It makeshift traction for your feet. That actually makes sense. I thought they were like sandals. I was like, why the heck are we making these? And why are they out of metal? But that makes a lot of sense, and that's actually really cool. Crampon steel spikes give you better traction on icy terrain. They make rope climbing easier, sprains less frequent, and weak ice more forgiving. Well, now I'm really glad I made these, because that's awesome.
Next, the wolf pelts had just finished curing, and I started working on a wolf coat. I was excited for this, not just for the benefits, but because I thought it would make me look epic. Although after realizing how long it would take to craft, I knew I wasn't fully prepared. I spent the next day gathering firewood and cooking all my food to prepare for the long crafting session. 3 full days later, my coat was finished.
Let's go! 12 shield? Nothing's gonna be able to touch me. I'm immortal.
By then, the deer pelts were ready to go too. I repeated the process, crafting new boots and finally replacing my shoes, which were the worst things imaginable for this climate. The new deerskin boots fit perfectly.
I like that. I like that, especially with the spikes on the bottom.
All that crafting had used a lot of my food, and I wanted to ensure that I wouldn't run out. So I planned more deer hunts. This was also useful because I wanted to craft deer pants. So kind of a 2 bunnies 1 stone situation. Another goal was to locate a maple sapling and make a bow and arrow. My ammo was running low, and I was using bullets almost every time I saw an animal as a deterrent. I learned later that there were other ways to do that without using all my bullets, but all things come with time, so hang in there with me. Anyways, reusable arrows would let me save bullets, which I felt was a critical next step. After all of this, the next morning I set out to put my goals into action.
Like always, another beautiful day. To be scared for your life. Oh, what is that? No. It's a moose. We gotta shoot it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh! Am I just completely missing? Come back, Moose. Come back. Come back. Ah, no. Don't tell me I blew it. Oh, I hear it. Oh, it's just up there. Ah! Don't be rash. I don't want to shoot you with this. Oh, oh. I don't want to shoot the wolf with the rifle. I need to preserve that. Stupid thing. Can't you see I'm hunting a moose? I don't have time to be dealing with you. Come on, come at me again. Pop! Pop! Come on. Come on, idiot. Idiot! Come back, I dare you. Try to get me while I'm getting a moose? I don't think so. I need more rifle ammunition. Yeah, that sucker's coming back down. Let's just be patient. I was gonna go fishing today. Change of freaking plans. We're hunting moose. I'm wasting all my ammo by missing this moose. No! Go down, dude! How am I missing? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with it? It won't go down. This is the strongest thing in the universe. That thing was charging me. Okay, I'm freaking out. Why is it the strongest thing in the universe? Where did it go? I hear it. Okay, it's close. I only have 3 shots left. Where'd you go? There it is. Don't miss. Oh, I got it! I got it! I got it! I'm out of ammo. I'll pick all those up later. I'll go look for them. I'll find them. I got this thing. Took me so many bullets. I just killed a moose!
After I finished quartering it, I started grabbing everything.
Oh, so much. No! Dang, stop doing that.
It was a lot to take back, and it was way too heavy to take back all at once. So this was going to take multiple trips.
Boom! I won't miss you! I won't miss you! I won't miss you! I'm a better shot with the... Well, it still took me 3 shots. Maybe I'm not that good. I'm just a bad shot in general. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Soon, I just had one more trip left.
Oh no! No! What happened? What happened? Oh. No. No! How did a wolf get me?
That wolf actually hurt me quite badly, so now I was scared to get attacked again, so I tried to hurry as much as possible. Luckily, I was able to make it back. I took time to rest and patch myself up while processing all that moose meat. It was an insane amount, enough to keep me going for weeks.
That's so much.
I laid out the moose hide to cure, and I tried to figure out what I should make with it. A moose cloak looked epic. I think I'll go with that. I'm just kidding. I was always trying to haul way more than I could manage, and a satchel would improve my carry weight, so that was the obvious choice for me. The moose hide was massive and was going to need some time to cure. I had been in the garage a lot because of all the crafting I had been doing, and I thought it was time for me to go explore some more, so I decided to go deeper onto the frozen ocean and see what was out there.
A hatchet! Yes, I will take that. Broken arrows.
Gotta go.
There's a bunch of arrows. I will take a hatchet. I needed that. That's a win. A maple sapling just in the middle by the ocean? Are you kidding me? You're joking me with this. That's so lucky. It's all thanks to our lucky maple syrup. I know exactly who to thank. Don't have to remind me.
I went inside the house on the top of the little island, did a quick search, then I very slowly made my way back to the garage. When I got back, I was super excited to start curing my maple sapling. This was gonna take a few days, but with my new hatchet, getting firewood has never been easier. So I kept myself busy with that, and there was still lots to do while I waited. I made trips back to the fishing hut, stocking it with supplies and spending some time fishing. It was a way to stay busy while the days passed. Day 30 stands out in my memory. 1 full month survived, and on that same day, the sapling was finally ready. I crafted my first bow.
Yes! I gotta look at this thing. Suitable for hunting small game. What do you mean small game? I was gonna go shoot a bear with this thing. And now you're telling me it's suitable for small game?
I was worried about the small game thing as I wanted this to replace my rifle, but as soon as I held it, all of that went away.
Oh, this thing is sick!
Okay, so I'll admit I was getting a little carried away with all the crafting at this point. I was starting to think like, if 1 wolf coat was good, wouldn't 2 be better? But the routine of eat, sleep, craft, it was starting to catch up with me in ways I didn't expect.
What? You've been indoors so long you feel like the walls are closing in. You will be unable to sleep indoors for 24 hours!
I had to get out. I actually had no choice. I left for the fishing cabin.
Oh.
Spending the day with some fresh air, resting, and fishing, it worked. When I returned, I was able to focus again. I finished my second wolf coat along with the moose satchel. The satchel is incredible. Extra carry weight makes everything easier. It was for sure the right call. The second wolf coat, on the other hand, was a disappointment. It was way too heavy and the benefits weren't stacking like I thought they would. I got overzealous and jumped the gun on this one. Still, I kept it as a backup. I was making good progress, but cabin fever kept showing up. I was simply spending too much time inside crafting, so I decided to take a walk and see if I could finally make it up that little hill.
Honestly, let's try to head to that trailer and see what's in there. Maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be a bunch of good stuff. Or maybe there'll be nothing and I'll just get killed by a bear. Hopefully not. I'm not quite good enough to be confident in myself. So it just translates to me being scared all the time. And I mean, I guess that makes sense, because if I encounter something, I don't feel like I have the ability to deal with it. Ah! Okay, that did nothing. It's chasing me. I'm so dead. It's chasing me down. It's chasing me down. It's gonna catch me. Ah! It caught me. It caught me. It is so much faster than me. That's about worst case scenario. This is the worst thing that could have happened right there. My bow! No! Bears are the worst.
So that went about as badly as possible.
I did wound it. Look at it, it's limping. It might die in a while. It's struggling. Should I follow it? No, I'm almost dead. What the heck?
I was still dealing with some major cabin fever, and apparently almost getting eaten by a bear wasn't enough to convince me it was okay to stay inside today.
Just instantly attacked by the bear is crazy.
I didn't want to keep going up the hill and give the bear a second bite. The open view of the lake made me feel much safer. I noticed a deer out in front of me, so I decided it was a good time to practice my archery.
Ah, turned its back on me. Yoo-hoo. Nope, nope. I got too close. Man, I suck. What are those things? Are they walking over here?
Wolves, like always, cut the day short and forced me into the hut. The next morning, the deer was still there, so I tried again.
It didn't even notice I shot at it. I was that far off. Move with the deer. It doesn't even know I exist. Even though it should. You don't see me. You don't see me. No! Ready? Bang! Oh, oh, it's taking my arrow with it. I keep wasting my arrows by sticking them into animals. I hit it right there. Okay, well, let's follow it.
While tracking, I found more than blood in the snow.
Ah! There's a bear. There's a bear prints. Okay, so the bear walked that way. So I think if I walk this way, I shouldn't encounter the bear. Right? That makes sense.
I eventually lost track of the deer tracks, but I didn't want to give up, so I kept looking around for it. After a while, I eventually made my way to the trailer that was on top of the hill. I saw a bear here, and I was pretty sure it was the one I had stuck with an arrow earlier because it appeared to be limping. I thought maybe since it was hurt, I would be able to finish it off. Risky. But the thought of getting my hands on the bear pelt convinced me this was a good idea. I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of fought like a coward. I noticed that every time I took a shot at it, it would charge me, but then I would lock myself inside the trailer until it calmed down, and then I just waited for it to show up again, and I repeated this process.
Whoa, that was a mistake. I'm way too far. Oh!
Finally, it just ran away. Every other time it started chasing me, so I was sure that it wouldn't come back.
Oh, it ran off that time.
I was disappointed because I thought I had wasted a bunch of time and ammo. But the next morning, when I went outside...
I just... What? What a... No. No, don't tell me. Is it sleeping or is it dead? I killed it! Yeah! That is what you get for attacking me. Oh, what is up?
I actually took down a bear. Crazy. I harvested it and took it back to the garage. I took the bear meat even though I knew it had a chance to give me parasites. I figured I could alternate between other food sources, and if I kept my risk low enough, it would be fine.
Okay. Whoa! That was stressful.
Eventually, I got everything back and laid the pelt out to cure. I wanted to keep exploring, so I didn't stay long. I dropped off items to lighten my load, and then set back out to see what else was out there.
Oh, there's a dead person. You have anything? Of course not. They never have anything. They're just sitting there all dead.
While exploring, I found some new houses and fishing huts. Some had really good stuff.
Yes! 5 rounds. Yes!
Some didn't have much of anything. I also hunted some bunnies.
Oh! Oh, sick. No! Are you kidding me? I sniped that guy for nothing. Oh, man. Look how pretty this game is. Besides the fact that there's just so much wind blowing straight into my ears right now, that would be really peaceful. Also, there's the fact that a wolf could try to bite my face off at any second. Besides those things, could really just take it all in. Very cool. Oh. I knew there was a bear that lived out here. There it is, right there. But I don't think we have a lot of time, so we're okay. There is a wolf up here. Ah!
Speaking of wolves, watch me bounce an arrow off this one's face.
Oh, no, you broke my arrow.
Eventually, after finding about 45 different hatchets and ripping a t-shirt off this frozen guy,
Wow, a new t-shirt? That's exactly what I needed.
I found myself at what seemed to be an old work camp. There was a bear here that I terrorized for a while.
Ooh, straight over his head. Okay.
After I turned one of these cabins into a supply depot so I could drop off a bunch of gear that was weighing me down, and then I rested. When I left the cabin, I made it to the end of the highway. No choice now but to find a new path. I found myself under a bridge, and I followed a little frozen river. I found cattails here, which I discovered made a pretty nice little snack. This was useful because I was always on the lookout for food.
Anything to keep my hunger bonus going, I will take.
While I was traveling, I noticed some crows circling something.
No way. There's no way. Can I get my arrow back? I mean, I'm assuming I killed this thing. You came all the way out here?
I didn't want to pass up the bear hide, so I began harvesting.
My maple syrup! No!
I knew this day was coming, but on day 44, the maple syrup I'd been carrying around since day 1 finally expired. I questioned if it was even worth continuing on. Giving up seemed so much easier. But then I reminded myself, even spoiled, that maple syrup had been through everything with me. It had given me hope when there was none. And it wasn't about to change just because the label said it was ruined. I made the decision then and there. It would stay with me. Together, we would keep fighting towards day 100. I spent the days that followed continuing to explore. I moved between little cabins and trailers I found tucked away in the mountain passages. When I found little shelters like this, I took time to rest wherever I could, until eventually I reached the top of the mountain.
Okay. Imagine a train just came and squashed me and I just die that way. That'd be pretty unlucky.
This was the way out of the region. I marked it with spray paint so I would remember where it was, and let me tell you, pretty soon I would pass through that tunnel and never look back.
Danger. Yeah. Danger, you're leaving Coastal Highway. That makes sense.
But for now, I explored the rest of the train site.
Ooh. This guy got ran over by a train. That is an unfortunate way to go, my friend. I was joking about that earlier. I'm so sorry.
They had a little trailer set up here, so I decided I would spend the night there.
Peaches? I haven't tasted the peaches. What am I trying to say? Peaches? I haven't tasted peaches in years. What am I saying? That made no sense. I've only been out here for like 40 days. I have yet to taste the sweet taste of peaches in 100 years. Oh, yes! This was all worth it. Now I have 2.
Once I was rested, I started my trek back. On the way, I discovered that using torches was a way to keep the wolves back. This was super useful because it meant I didn't need to shoot every wolf I encountered. I would save a bunch of ammo doing this. It was still freaking scary though.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this though. It can sense my torch is going out. Ah!
Okay, so over the course of the next 20 days, things overall went well. Of course, I got mauled by another bear, but what's new really?
Are you coming after me, bro? It is! Run away! Ooh, mistake. Don't come after me. Run away! Seriously?
Overall, it was a net positive because right after I found a flare gun, which I know will scare the bears off, so that should keep them from wanting to break all my bones all the time. I mean, at least hopefully. I like my bones intact, thank you very much. I don't think the bears understand this. Anyways, at some point I set off to see if I could find a new maple sapling because my bow is starting to get pretty damaged. I didn't find a sapling, but what I did find was even better. I found all that coal I had left behind all those weeks ago, and I was finally able to bring it back with me.
Too heavy.
Is what you're doing nice? Think about what you're doing! So mean. So incredibly mean.
Next up, I was finally able to hunt a deer with my bow. Though, I'll admit, it practically ran into my arrow on its own. I still count it.
You shouldn't have come back over here. I don't feel bad at all. I wasted like 45 arrows on you.
Of course, right after that, I got lost in a blizzard that almost froze me to death.
Oh no, I'm so dead. Please be going the right way.
Luckily, I was able to stumble across a fishing hut. I had a little bit of firewood on me, and I was able to keep from freezing to death. Right as my fire went out, the storm let up for just a few minutes. Literally just enough time for me to make it to my main fishing hut. I kept a lot more supplies here, so I was able to weather the rest of the storm. This was almost a disaster. I kept finding deer that had either been taken out by wolves, or frozen in the snow, or something along those lines. I collected their hides and whatever else I found, and I was starting to get quite the collection. I learned how to make fishing lures, I even set up some simple fishing traps. My food supply was not going to be in any trouble anytime soon.
Too much stuff to carry.
Alright, I'm going to be completely honest here.
Look at that. Absolutely beautiful.
I had everything I needed to comfortably survive the remainder of my time. But comfort wasn't what I was after. I wanted adventure.
Like I survived
I felt like I
another
had taken advantage of everything this region had to offer at this point.
Oh, I'm dying of thirst.
With over a month left, I decided to turn my 2 bear pelts into a bear sleeping bag, craft deer pants, and even make a little rabbit hat.
Oh, it's beautiful. I actually really like it. That's actually so cool.
My plan was to go back to the top of the mountain, follow the train tracks, and never come back. I repaired everything I planned to take with me, knowing I would need to travel light, put the rest into storage at the garage. That base had served me incredibly well, and I was thankful for it. Parting with so many supplies was difficult, but I knew there was way more to see and do, and it was the only way forward. So with my long expired maple syrup in my bag, I set off towards the tunnel. Eventually I made it. My spray paint warning, the last thing I'll see of Coastal Highway.
Bye-bye.
The new region was called Ravine. I saw right away why it had that name.
Oh my. I'm actually freaking out a little bit. It makes it even worse that it's foggy because I can just see how steep it is right here, but I have no idea where it ends. What is wrong with this place already? Imagine there was a bear just on the other side of this. The whole thing is creaking. Go, let's get off this thing. Oh, snow. Solid ground. Holy crap, what a start. That's crazy.
Following the train tracks, this place was full of super sketchy areas and passes.
I hope I'm not making a mistake. What is wrong with this place and sketchy paths? Go, just go.
The tracks eventually led to a new area.
Mystery Lake. I'm in another region already?
Immediately, I stumbled across some shelter and a massive dam. I explored the trailers and decided to turn it into a supply depot. I needed to keep my carry weight manageable. Just dumping a bunch of supplies in random buildings was the way to do it, at least according to me. While I searched a truck, I found a note.
A new cave has opened up to Milton, near the old trapper's place. Earthquake? Oh! Oh, it's so far away.
I didn't know it yet, but this note would take me places I never expected later. While looking around the area, I noticed that just off the bridge, there was a maple sapling. This was perfect because my bow and arrow was starting to get super worn down, so I went down to collect it.
There's 2! Oh, we're not messing around. Oh, I'm set forever.
I collected both saplings and made my way up to the dam.
Okay, I really hope there's no wolves in here, because we're gonna close ourselves in. There might be wolves already in here, or they might not be able to get in here at all. Either way, whatever's shifting is terrifying. Literally sounds like a bear rummaging through stuff. Oh my goodness. Look at this.
Before I began exploring, I placed my maple saplings down so that they could start curing inside. I decided to set up my campsite outside next to the building since this area seemed well fenced off. I spent some time gathering firewood and preparing the campsite. With my bearskin sleeping bag and the fire so close, I was confident I would be able to safely make it through the night with no problems. I established a simple routine of alternating between resting and cooking water. Once that was done, I turned my attention to exploring the dam.
All right, let's go through this freaky building. There we go. There we go.
I could use this.
Yes. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh, that book is the source of life, I guarantee it. Why else would they lock it up?
I explored this place super well. It was good, it had a lot of supplies, but this was a big building, and this took a while.
Okay, let's go down the freaky stairs. Mile, you're on camera. Okay, nice of you to die right here.
Eventually, I found a big door. This door led me to another section of the dam.
Lower dam. Okay. This is a big building. There's 2 sections of it. A broken arrow? Sure. Ew. They left their bloody bandages everywhere. Gross. Let's see what's out here and then I'll go back and keep going down. Oh, it's like a little balcony. Oh, that's nice. I should have brought more charcoal and I could have surveyed this so I remember where it was. Oh, it's okay. Actually, I have spray paint. Danger. I don't know what's over here. Maybe that's not a good symbol for it because I don't know if it's necessarily danger, but could be. Yeah, danger. I don't know what's over there. Let me back in. I locked myself out like an idiot.
Stuck here, I saw no other path other than scaling the edge of the icy building.
Oh my goodness, this is so dumb. Don't get stuck here. Okay. Okay, there's a wolf down there. Don't get stuck here like an idiot. So insanely sketchy. I don't have to be doing this. Oh! It glitched, it almost pushed me off. I clipped the edge. Stop doing that! Stop doing that. Please, stop doing that. I regret this so much. 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 I'm never doing this again. I hated every second of that. That actually terrified me for real.
On the other side, I thought I was stuck also, but after wandering around for a while, I noticed a window that had been smashed, and I was able to climb through and get back into the dam. I never thought I would be so glad to be back inside here. I explored the rest of the
I
day.
think I can use this.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Whoa, that scared me actually. That is what I'm talking about. Is that like super warm? Oh, that's the look I'm going for. I have to wear this.
And spent the night at a fire barrel I found.
All right, we're burning the book that has infinite knowledge. I wasn't gonna read it anyways, let's be honest.
The next day, after searching the rest of what I could find,
Whoa. A medical locker? I've never seen this. Wow. They were prepared.
I made it back to the entrance and sorted through everything. I was planning on only taking the essentials as I didn't want to be weighed down more than I already was.
Honestly, it's about the same, isn't it? So you know what? I'm gonna take this one because I look like a turtle and I like that. Look at those eyes.
After resting, I packed my saplings and set off again. I was eager to see more of the region. As I traveled, I collected cattails for food. These things were honestly really great and they were just all over the place.
We're not doing this today. Sorry.
The cattails became a very reliable snack while I traveled. They were just enough to keep me going.
Oh, suck it.
Eventually, I found my way back to the train tracks, which ended up being useful when a storm rolled in. The train cars provided shelter, and I spent the stormy evening resting inside one of them. That bearskin bedroll is a lifesaver. I stayed warm and comfortable even without a fire. I was genuinely impressed. Once the storm passed, night had fallen, but I decided to brave the
Getting
dark and
dark
keep
out
pushing
here.
forward. I followed the tracks and electrical wires to make sure I don't go in a big circle, and I kept moving.
It's a very simple plan. Man made this, follow the man-made object. People hook up wire, I follow wire. Hope they hooked it up to some house. That's the extent of my plan.
During the trek, I stumbled across something unexpected.
That's a moose. That's a moose. I'm screwed. What do I do? I'm fast. No, I'm not trying to fight you. Where are you? Climbing this rock probably just saved my life. There's a house. Okay, yes. There's a house and there's a moose. Do I shoot the moose? That would give me good food. Okay, we have to, huh? Let's do this thing. I missed. We can take another shot. The storm's the main issue right now. And it's not even that I'm cold, it's strictly visibility. Yeah. That you? There it is right there. Straight ahead, right there. The tip of my sight. I'll just keep an eye on it. I can stay here as long as I'm not cold. Okay, it's coming up over the railroad. Come on, keep coming a little bit closer. That might not be a bad shot right there. Is it hurt? I don't know what it's doing. It might be hurt. Which means it might go down. If it comes really close, I'll get one more shot off on it. Otherwise, I'll just wait. Got it.
With the moose downed right near the small cabin, the spot seemed perfect to stay for a while. I could store the moose meat and other materials at the cabin while exploring the rest of the region. I quartered the moose and hauled it over. It took a whole bunch of trips, but eventually I got it all.
We got it.
The cabin seemed like it was in a pretty central location, so I thought it would work well. I also processed all the meat. I was set for a while. After looking over the cabin, I was really happy with it, and I decided I would clean it up and make it more livable. This included, respectfully, removing this guy. He was giving me the creeps and I didn't want to live here with him sitting there. So I'm not sure what I did. I probably just dumped him outside if we're honest. But out of sight, out of mind, am I right? After my renovations were complete and everything was set up, I set out again to continue exploring Mystery Lake. There were fishing huts and cabins scattered throughout the lake. This was a pleasant surprise because I liked to fish, and I was worried I wouldn't be able to do it anymore when I left Coastal Highway. This place was shaping up to be quite awesome.
Another revolver.
As I was exploring all the little cabins, I saw a wolf hunting a deer. I watched to see how it would play out. The deer did well at first, but once it got into a foot race, it stood no chance.
No.
Seeing an opportunity here, I decided to go steal the deer meat from the wolf.
That's mine.
This was too easy. It was like taking candy from a baby.
Oh, it broke my arrow. That's actually better than it sticking with it. Look at this.
My pack was super heavy with all the meat I had stolen.
Oh, crap.
So I retreated back into one of the nearby cabins to sort it out.
I want to get as much of this back as I can as well. Add it to the pile of moose meat. Deer and moose.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
The next morning, I'd hoped to make it back to the main cabin, but things didn't go smoothly.
Boink.
I took out a wolf, and by the time I was done harvesting it, a blizzard rolled in, and I couldn't see anything. The lake wasn't very big, so I knew I had to be close to the base. But there was a risk that if I went out there, I could end up walking in circles, get lost in the storm, and die. I took that risk.
Oh, crap. Where am I? I should have stayed in the fishing cabin. Oh, my own stupidity brought this on me. It's the flag! It's the flag! I made it! Oh, thank goodness. It's almost turned into a really bad day. Just hurry. Yes! Alright, we made it.
When I made it back to the cabin, I had so much food, it was gonna last me for quite some time. So, not needing to worry about that for a while, I could put all my effort into exploring the region. I wanted to go on a big expedition. But first, I healed up and prepared myself. I even read some books. Soon enough, I was ready to go. When I was walking over here, I spotted a lookout shelter on top of the mountain. I wanted to see it up close, so that was my first stop.
Watch as it's like miles and miles away. Takes me like 6 days to get there. Where am I? Oh, oh, right there. Perfect. Nice. My life is in the hands of a sketchy bridge. You love to see it. All right, let's hope this was worth a while.
My fingers feel numb.
When I surveyed the area, it mapped a massive amount of the region, so that's good to know. I looted the place, and from here, I could see another tower not so far away, so I decided to make my way over there next. I actually got there pretty quickly, it wasn't too far away. This one was even cooler than the other one. The view from here was super cool. I was looking over this clearing of cut down trees. I also found a maple sapling up here. I liked it here.
I'm never gonna run out of bow and arrows again. This is great.
Once I was done looking around, I started heading down towards the clearing of cut trees.
Wolf. Okay. Whoa, from way out there? Oh, there's another one. Alright, we're gonna do this, aren't we? Ooh. No, right in the mouth. I don't even want his pelt, honestly. Okay. We're gonna do this too. No! No! That was dumb. No, I shot the ground. How did I miss? It was 2 feet in front of me. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that was one of the dumbest things ever. Oh. No! No! No way! I couldn't get the flare gun out. No. Please survive. Please survive.
Gotta stop that blood loss.
Get away. Get away.
My expedition came to an end as it was important that I go heal. I carefully but quickly made my way back to the cabin. It wasn't the first time I had been mauled by a bear, but it was the first time that I had been attacked by a wolf and then a bear right after each other. This made me nervous. I thought for sure I would die. But somehow I stayed alive, probably thanks to all the coats and furs I was wearing. The more I thought about this attack, the more the whole thing just didn't sit right with me. That bear sent that wolf in gravely injured condition just to distract me and ambush me. It wasn't fair. And on top of that, I failed at repairing my expensive deer boots.
No.
That bear damaged my boots and then made me waste an entire deer hide, not even to fix them. That pushed me over the edge. I grabbed my rifle. Revenge was the only thing on my mind. It was time to hunt a bear.
There it is. That thing is so gonna die. Look, that's where it attacked me. There's my blood. No one makes me bleed like that.
I stalked the bear for a while until it moved between two trees and I had an opening.
No! No! Oh, that's so embarrassing. No! You will die! No! That's what I get. Man, I should have been more patient. I can't believe it got me. It ran up here so quick. It bit me in the neck. Oh, come on. My gloves are gone. It ruined my gloves, and I bet anything my hat is gone too. Oh, look at me. I'm practically naked. I didn't even hit it. That's what you get. That's what you get. That is vengeance. That's what you get for attacking me twice. Was it worth it for me? Not really. I lost my gloves. I lost my hat. But you know what? It had to be done. A point had to be proven. Let's go quarter it. It's a vicious beast right here. That hurt. Literally ruined my hat. I killed bunnies for that hat. That's a vicious crime.
After this long, vengeful hunt, I spent the night in a random shelter I found.
Whoa! That thing did not back down at all.
The next day, I made it back successfully.
This right here, hopefully, is going to become my rug. That is vengeance.
While I waited for the fur to cure, my curiosity about that note I had found in the truck when I first arrived at Mystery Lake finally got the better of me. I of course had to mend my wounds after the hunt, but as soon as I could, I set off with my bow in hand, and I had a pretty good idea of where I was going.
Where am I going? I'm going to follow the train tracks. Let's look at the map real quick. I'm going to follow these train tracks, and then at some point try to get over this way. So let's go.
The trip wasn't too bad. I ended up finding a tunnel out of Mystery Lake. I saw it led to a place called Forlorn Muskeg. Cool, but not where I was trying to go, so I turned back. Eventually my plan worked out and I found myself at the Trapper's Homestead. This place was awesome. It had everything you could need, a fireplace, a workbench, it even had a safe. Which, just in case you're curious, had one of these things in it. I was running low on charcoal, so I decided to stay and burn a bunch of wood so I could gather some more. While I was doing this, however, I decided it was a good idea to eat a sketchy can of sardines I had on me.
Affliction food poisoning.
It's a good thing this happened here. If I had been out on the trail, this would have been way more difficult to deal with.
Holy crap. It's killing me. The food poisoning is killing me.
Eventually, I was able to sleep it off,
There we go. Now I'm healed.
and I finally set off towards the cave. I wasn't sure exactly where I was, but I kept pushing forward.
There's the light at the end of the tunnel. Let's see where this goes. I am in Mountain Town. I'm in a whole new region. What?
I realized I had unfortunately forgotten my bare bedroll, which was really too bad. Luckily, I came across another bedroll in a cave.
Wow, another distress pistol? Sure.
It wasn't made out of my
This'll get
fancy
in handy.
bear fur, but I guess it was better than nothing, but freaking barely. I was getting really spoiled out here. Maybe it was actually for the best. It would let me remember the struggle. I had to remember this was about survival, not comfort. Further along, I climbed a rope I found. At the top, I discovered a small office building stocked with more ammo. As I moved, I started finding more and more buildings. I found a gas station. Here, I'd made a bit of a supply depot, again. This included an extra flare gun and a revolver. It might seem weird to leave super valuable items like this behind, but I really couldn't afford to carry around the extra weight of things I already had. Once I left the gas station, I started to notice even more signs of civilization.
Oh, here we go. Here's a sign that says something other than climbing. Town of Milton, established 1911. It's an old town. Oh, whoa, it's legitimately a town.
The town itself was intriguing. I followed a path and eventually stumbled upon an old farmhouse,
Paradise Meadows Farm. Oh.
which I happened to find the key to. The house was impressive,
Oh.
particularly the massive oven inside. Now this was something I really appreciated at this point. Imagine how much water I could prepare on that thing. I wish I could take it with me. After gathering everything of importance, I returned to the town and began systematically searching each building. I was spending so much time searching these buildings that I got cabin fever again. I had to try to sleep outside, and without my comfy bear bedroll, I literally almost froze.
No, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die from cabin fever. That is the dumbest thing that could even happen.
I moved to the back of the house and got a fire going, and I was able to heal. This region was full of useful items, but I wasn't planning on staying in this town, so I had to leave a lot of it behind so I could keep moving. At some point, I found another memento clue which led further into the region. I decided to make this my new goal. On day 90, I set out to find it. In my mind, I thought this was going to be easy. You'd think I would have learned from the last memento I searched for, all the way back on day 2, which by the way was a much simpler run in comparison. But it had been almost 90 days since then, and with my memory, it might as well have been a lifetime ago. About 30 seconds into my trip, something immediately went wrong.
I don't know how far it is. Crap. That didn't take very long at all, did it? Oh.
Need some first aid.
Still, I chose to push on, trusting my instincts. Eventually, I made it to the map's location. There was a bear here blocking where I needed to go, so I tried my best to take it out.
Here we go. It'll turn around. It always does. One more and then I get in the car. I might have cut that a little close there.
After quite a bit of back and forth with the bear,
Okay. Well, I'm never getting out of the car. Okay, there it goes.
I eventually got caught up in a big storm. Let me tell you, this was not ideal. I was cold, and I couldn't see where the bear had gone. It literally could have been anywhere. I was effectively trapped in a car, slowly freezing to death. I really regretted not having my bear bedroll right about now. I was able to wait out the storm, and in the morning I was desperate for some warmth. So, I searched the area for anything to burn. All I found were just a couple of sticks. With my health slowly getting lower and lower, I started a fire with whatever I had, and slowly warmed up. Once I had a little bit of warmth, I went and searched for even more sticks. Luckily, I found a few and was able to warm up. Warm, I was able to move into a car and sleep. This got me a little bit of health back. This was too close. The next day, I figured the bear wasn't coming back because I hadn't seen it for a while. I'm not sure where it ended up, but it wasn't my biggest concern. My top priority now was finding the memento before I froze. I searched and searched, crossing trees, finding crashed cars buried in the snow. This thing was so hard to find. Right as I was about to turn back so I didn't freeze, I finally found it.
There it is. thank goodness. Okay, let's see what's in here.
I could use this.
Spray paint, flashlight, fire truck. I've almost died. Multiple times. I'm almost dying right now. Or some spray paint? Why would you lock spray paint in a box and then write it down and tell someone where it is and put the key there like, oh, you should go find this. Maybe there's something good in there. I've risked my life for spray paint. Again, I don't know what I was expecting, but somehow that was even less. You know what? This is what I think of your spray paint. That's what I think of it. I'm not even taking it with me. You will stay frozen on the ground for all of eternity. Maybe someone else can find you and use you, but it's not gonna be me. I'm feeling extremely bitter about this whole thing.
I slept next to this fire for as long as it lasted, trying to give myself as much warmth and energy as possible. But out of fuel, I had to set off.
Oh man, let's see. Oh, you're joking me. You're joking me. Give me a break. You gave me spray paint and then you're gonna pull this? I have a feeling this game wants me dead.
Every step was a struggle, fighting to stay alive, barely able to see. I eventually stumbled into a cave. My hope for survival was waning. The land felt emptier and more hostile with every passing minute, but then, by some stroke of luck, I discovered something incredible. I ended up in Prepper's Cache. This place lived up to the name. This was the greatest place I have found yet.
I've hit the jackpot.
It had everything you could dream of. It had so much food, cleaning kits, boxes and boxes of bullets, a rifle, and way, way more. It was awesome.
Why wasn't this the memento? If I had found this, I would have been thrilled I went. I guess it kind of paid off because I went to find that and then I ended up here. So in a weird way, it worked out, but I'm still mad about it.
I stayed and healed and organized all my stuff. I couldn't take most of it with me, but I laid it all out, so if I was ever back in the area and needed any of this stuff, I knew exactly where to find it. That cache literally saved my life. I didn't want to take anything for granted anymore. So when I left, I set my sights on returning to Mystery Lake and my cabin. I was eager to finally craft my bear rug. Navigating back was quite the challenge, I will admit.
So I'm not getting back up, but I am down. Nice. That actually worked out. So let's go, do we go up there? Or let's just go this way. Whoa. They got tangled up in the trees. Kind of crazy. Okay. Okay, there's another cave.
Entering the cave, I realized I didn't want to stay here. I didn't want to end up just like these old bones. But before I left, I found an old Polaroid. I got caught up in another storm, but I found a nice spot between some rocks, and I waited it out while eating some pork and beans. So, not too bad really. Once it got dark, I finally found the spot the Polaroid was taken. But I couldn't survey till morning, so I made camp and went to bed. The next morning, I was finally able to use the Polaroid and survey the area. This mapped the rest of the region.
Whoa.
This was really cool. From way up here, I saw I was at the Milton town again. Knowing that, it was really easy to retrace my steps.
Whew. Jeez, man, what's your problem? Okay, so 2 seconds ago, I had 95 shots. Now I have 89. Make that 88 shots.
It actually didn't take that long at all to make it back.
Watch this, I'm gonna snipe that bunny. Just to commit my last official crime. What? How on earth did I miss that? Okay. That's just the universe telling me, don't do that. And so I should probably listen, right?
And before I knew it, I was back at my base. As I got back, I allowed myself a moment to reflect and regroup before day 100.
Here.
I reorganized the space, studied the books I had gathered, and finally crafted my bear rug. To me, this rug felt like more than just a reward.
Right there.
It symbolized how far I had come.
This guy bit me in the neck. Literally, like, bit my neck off and I was bleeding out.
To walk on the fur of the creature I had overcome was a power move, really.
I win.
Plus, it was soft between my toes. Most importantly, though, through it all, my lucky maple syrup had stayed with me. Even though it had been expired for nearly 60 days, its presence felt symbolic, and I'm absolutely sure without it, I would have never made it.
Fishing shack out there. We can catch endless fish if we want to. We have a whole bunch of food left. I have proved that I am the superior being. Dry my feet on it. I have a whole nother moose hide. Whole bunch of maple saplings so I can make as many bows as I want. Bunch of cured guts. Not gonna run out of that anytime soon. Just gonna add to it even. The wolf hides. I can fix my jacket, I guess. Not that exciting. We literally have 2 revolvers. Bunch of firearm cleaning kits. Gunpowder. I don't know if you saw. Look how many rifle shots we have. And I have a whole bunch of arrows. So that's not hurting at all. Bunch of supplies. I have multiple bases across multiple regions. And honestly, we're about to go to bed on day 99. We're going to wake up on day 100.
Day 100. I honestly can't believe we made it. 100 days ago, I was running from the wilderness, trying anything I could to avoid it. But now, I felt like I could go anywhere and do anything. Even though the other day I almost froze to death finding some spray paint. But that's not the point. What's important is I feel like I've learned that survival isn't about beating nature. It's about learning to live alongside it, adapt to its unpredictability, and being prepared for anything. Looking back, this journey was more than survival. It was an adventure of a lifetime. And as I sat there on day 100, I honestly felt sad that it had come to an end. At least for now.